What's up? What's up, you guys? It's your girl D here with your vitamin D for free. I hope you are doing well on this beautiful Tuesday. Whenever you see this video, I hope that it adds value to your life. And we got a topic. We got a topic to get into. Today's topic is finding your why and setting goals that matter. That's going to be your vitamin D for free. I'm going to give you some reflective questions to ask yourself. I'm going to give you some tasks to finding your why. Maybe some things that you've never heard of, some things that you're familiar with. Either way, that's very important to me. If you are new to my page, my name is D. I've been a trainer for 20 years. December makes 21 years. I've literally known this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. And particularly, I work with women and children. I feel that women are the backbone of families. And I really and truly believe that if they don't take care of themselves, the whole house will come down. We've watched it as Big Mama, as our grandmother, as our mothers, aunties, the pivotal women in our lives, they transition. We've watched that happen. And it's like nobody knows what to do because those people held it down. And I'm here to tell you right now that we are the ones. We are them now. We are the Big Mamas. We are the Medias. We might be young, but we are the people that the community depends on. And so now it is time for you to start taking care of yourselves. Because if we really want to get into it, Medea, Big Mama, our grandmothers, they prioritized everybody else over themselves. And they passed down that mindset to us to the point where we get to prioritizing other people's well-being over ours, and we start to resent it. We do it because that's what we're taught. But we begin to resent it because we didn't set our boundaries, because we didn't set the goals that matter. We didn't get connected to our why. So today I want to talk to you about that, of course, on the fitness realm, because that's important for me as we go into the winter seasons rather. A lot of people are going to be dealing with grief. A lot of people are going to be dealing with tragedy. A lot of people are going to be dealing with, it's going to be really, really good times, a peak of good times emotionally, and it might even be a peak of bad times emotionally. So I want to be here to just call it out, okay? I want to discuss the elephant in the room, and I want to give you some tips to navigate your fitness, to navigate your nutrition during this season. And you better be listening, okay? So if you are, I need you to tell me that you're here. Tell me where you're tuning in from, because I love to interact with you guys. So as I'm getting these DMs and messages and text messages, people are saying, D, I'm out of shape. I need to get it back together, okay? That message either comes to me from inspiration or desperation. Either you are inspired by something, someone, something happening in your life, or you're desperate because something happened in your life. Whether it's a diagnosis or you're watching people you love health decline and you're trying to figure it out. Okay. Maybe you have not had boundaries. Maybe you have not put yourself first for a really long time. And a lot of you are my former clients. And you're like, dang, I need to get back to it. So let's get in. The first thing, when you're going through your fitness journey or your wellness journey, your well-being journey, mindfulness, things like that, you need to ask yourself, what is important to me? Not what's important to the doctor, not what's important to my kids, not what's important to everybody else. You need to ask yourself, what's important to me? And this question is so important, is important and valuable, because a lot of women I found, your why, you are not enough for your why. You taking care of yourself and being in tip-top shape at your best level of well-being a lot of times is not enough for you to show up to yourself. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that when I ask women, what are you on earth for? What is your purpose? And everybody says to help people. I want to help people. I want to help people. That narrative has been passed down from the people that we love because they were doing their best. to survive. And I'm here to set some of y'all free. You can be yourself. You don't have to be what you do. You don't have to, your identity doesn't have to be locked into being a mother. Your identity doesn't have to be locked into being a wife, being a caretaker, being a sister, being a minister, that doesn't have to be your identity. So I wanna release you all from that. And I want you to ask yourself, what is important to me? And when you go to sleep tonight, or even now, when you're praying or meditating, I want you to ask God, God, reveal to me what's important to me. This question is valuable to me as a trainer because it helps me it helps me to unveil what your training regimen and what your nutrition should be. Hey, Angela. Hey, Carolyn. It helps me. Okay? I know what I'm here for, and I know that I'm here to support you. And because I'm a seasoned trainer, I know not to put my goals onto other people. Okay? So you ask yourself, what's important to me? I'm going to give you some possible answers. And I want you to give your answers here. What is important to you? Is it looking good? For real, y'all. We're not talking about vanity metrics. We're not talking about the easy answer. What's important to you? Is it looking good? Is it important to you to get off of medication? Is it important to you to have energy? Do you just want to wake up with energy? Is it important to you to get better sleep? Is it important to you to stay creative, stay mentally sharp so that you can maintain your creativity? Is it important to you to be really, really strong? Is it important to you just to live a balanced life? You're like, I just want to live balanced. I'm not trying to be strict on nothing. I'm trying to live balanced and feel really good in my body. Is your goal to maybe you have cancer or something like that, lupus, some type of autoimmune disease? What's important to you? Is it to keep down your flares, right? Your flares. Is that important? Okay? Because in the fitness industry, especially on social media, you will get tied into thinking that it should be important to you to have a six-pack. It should be important to you to lose 100 pounds. It should be important to you to be thick. It should be important to you to be skinny. It should be important to you to have big quads. It's easy to get like that. But it's so important for you to get clear as to what's important to you. The second part of this is asking yourself why 5 times. And I got this from Tony Robbins, okay? You got to ask yourself why 5 times. And when you get to that 5th time that you ask why, that is your true why. Okay? So if Carolyn says, my what's important to me is energy. You can't have a balanced life being on meds all the time, because everything is just overwhelming. And I would ask, why, Carolyn? And she might say, because I have people to take care of. Why is it important for you to take care of your people, Carolyn? Because they don't have anybody. Why do they not have anybody, Carolyn? Because this person passed away. This person don't deal with him no more. Why? And you keep asking yourself why, and you get to the bottom line of, are you doing this for yourself or are you doing this for other people? Because if you're doing this for other people, it's not going to stick. Ladies who work out with me, or you work out with any trainer, why did you stop exercising? Why did you stop caring about your health? Why did you stop taking your vitamins? Why did you stop drinking water? Why? The bottom line is probably because you started doing everything for everybody else, and that you value that more than you value yourself. Hey, Berger, I'm here to tell you that you need to start prioritizing yourself. You should be important. Whatever your answer is, it's because you're important. You're important to God. You're important to the world. You have value. Okay? So ask yourself, what's important to me? On a fitness level, that's going to help, because now you know how much effort you need to place forth. We try to complicate fitness and nutrition so much, and there's so much information. I'm here to tell you, fitness Well, I'll say well-being. Well-being and living a balanced life is easy. I'm going to tell you what it is. Move more than you sit down. Pick up stuff, put it down. Okay? Get some rest, manage your stress. Drink water, eat fruits and vegetables. Laugh, go outside and have a good time. That's well-being. So if your goal is to get off of medication, okay, and your goal is to have energy, you start there. So what does that mean in the gym? That means you go work out for 30 minutes. You go to class or you get on a treadmill for 30 minutes. You do some bicep curls, you do some squats, you go home. It don't take all of that. Now, if what's important to you is having a six-pack and you want to have 2 bump beds in the back, then your effort is going to look different from somebody who just wants a little bit more energy and they want to live a balanced life. It's different. From my birthday to now, all I wanted to do was enjoy my life, enjoy my friends, had the energy to do it, and just have a good time. So my effort looked different when I went into the gym, and my eating regimen looked different. If you are on blood pressure medications, high cholesterol, you've had a stroke or you've had a heart attack or whatever, you know that your intent when it comes to nutrition is different than someone that just want to live a balanced lifestyle. I could go drink mimosas on Sundays. I could go have a candy bar. I might have a candy bar a day. I can just wake up, eat something sugary, whatever, because I'm not on medication. Is it good? Maybe not. But if you're on some type of medication where you know you need to regulate your nutrition, your plan is different than a person who just wants balanced living. Okay? If that makes sense, I need you to say that makes sense in the comments. Okay? Number 2, and let me say, number 1, you can take a week to discover this about yourself. The question of what's important to me, you're probably going to have to ask yourself that several times. What's important to me? Seriously, what's important to me right now? Energy. Do I just want to look good? So, look, you're not going to live your whole life thinking that I'm just trying to get my waist snatched. If that's what's important to you, fantastic. But I'm telling you, at some point, you're going to be wasting your time, honey. That mental real estate that you're using to be over obsessive about your stomach, over obsessive about your arms, over obsessive about your legs, you could be using that mental real estate to do what God has called you to do. You could use that mental real estate like Angela needs for her My Billionaires brand. She has that mental real estate is taking up too much of her time. Some of y'all, that how you look is taking up too much of your time. That's how you know that's not quite important. That's what other people want you to have. That's what society told you need to do. Okay? Take that week to do that. Number 2, this is the one that y'all don't want to do. Y'all be want to fight me. Y'all be want to fight me. You don't want to be friends no more. You want to cancel your membership over this one. Number 2, you need to get on a scale. You need to go to the doctor. You need to you need to look at your labs. You need to write out your medication. You need to write out your relationship involvement. Is it edifying? You need to take inventory of if you like your job or not. You need to just take inventory of how's my life going. This is where you at. This is the hardest part. Really getting present to where you at. This is how much I weigh. This is how much body fat I have. This is where my energy level is. This is how much medication I'm taking. This is how I really feel in my body. I had to do it. My back was hurting. And I'm like, my back is freaking hurting. What do I need to do? Tighten up on my nutrition, lose 10 pounds. Because I know that's going to help. Drink some more water. You got to know where you're at to know where you're going. And you got to know where you're at to make a plan. And this has nothing to do about your feelings, you guys. Your wellness and well-being has nothing to do with your feelings. That's why a lot of us are where we're at. Because we've chosen foods based on how we feel. We've chosen to not move around based on how we feel. We've chosen to not get rest based on how we feel. We've chosen to stay in relationships that are not edifying based on how we feel. We've chosen to stay at jobs that we know is not helping us based on how we feel. And I'm here to tell you, you gotta take inventory of that. That's the hardest part. Where are you at? The sub part of asking yourself, where am I at, is really reflectively saying, what am I willing to do with the time that I have and the resources that I have as well? Because some of us are not willing to spend the money on a trainer or a meal plan or an ebook. Y'all know I always have those things, ebooks and all that stuff. So sometimes you're not willing to spend the money. Are you willing to take an hour for yourself? Mothers, I find that y'all have mom guilt. Your kids are 20, 21, 30. You still have mom guilt. You're not willing to take an hour away from yourself because you feel like the world is going to crumble and you're going to come back and your kids and your husband, your partner are going to be skinny bones. You can't even take an hour for yourself. Them 60 minutes is whooping your tail. But you need to ask yourself, what am I willing to do? And based on that answer, it's either going to move you forward to the number 3 that I'm going to give you, or it's going to take you back and reroute you to number 1. If you're not willing to invest the time, invest the resources, invest what you have going on, then you go back and say, then what's important to me then? Maybe in the season, good health is not important to you. It's not important for you to be happy. You might say, I'm in the survival season. Because y'all, we grown. We know when we in that survival season. We know. And you being honest with yourself, what's important to me? What's important to me is to survive, pay these bills. If my health decline, it decline. Sometimes that's where we at. I hope that we don't stay there too long because you won't be here too long. Okay? So that's number 2. When you find out where you're at, you can decide where you're going. This leads us to number 3, devise a simple plan. Devise a simple plan. I would first start with moving more. Find a program, find a trainer, find a gym, whatever. But you need to start moving. You notice I didn't say, go start walking outside. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you are having big challenges with your well-being journey, number 1 and number 2, you need a community or a person that you trust to pull you out of there. You need people to depend on you to show up for yourself. And the reason why a lot of us have not established boundaries and we can't take time for ourselves is because we have leaned on ourselves so long that we don't think anybody can help us because we're the ones helping them. Find a program. Of course, you know I have Fit and Bougie. There are gyms all over the city. There are virtual options. There are personal trainers all over the place. There are free fitness options in the city of Mobile. There are fit lots everywhere. Go somewhere with your friends. Go somewhere with your group. But there are free fitness options. There are reasonable fitness options. You need to join a program, okay? But that's, number 1, that's your simple plan. People often ask me when they join Fit and Bougie, D, what do I need to do next? I need to lose 30 pounds by the end of the year. I say, you need to come to class, Pooh. If you have not mastered showing up to your workouts, what the heck are you adding other stuff for? That's number 1 plan. Number 2, start drinking some more water. Independently, working out 3 days a week and drinking more water, going to lower your blood pressure, lower your stress, lower your cholesterol, and your numbers are going to start going to the right place. The time when you was going to put that Snickers in your mouth, you got water in your mouth instead, huh? That time where you thought you was going to eat that pound cake, you at the workout class. You eat your pound cake at 7 p.m. every night, but instead you go to the workout class. We call that habit stacking. You start with a habit that you created, and you stack something on top of it. I'm there already. You ain't going to eat that pound cake if you already at the workout, okay? So your plan doesn't have to be complicated at all. Now, if you feel like you're at the point where you're like lost in the nutrition side, I do have a service where I can customize a 7-day meal plan for you. Is it free? No. Is pound cake free? No. Is that Coca-Cola that you buy every time you pass by the vending machine free? No. Okay? And also, you'll be able to have that resource as you master the moving more part, as you master drinking the water part, you can then incorporate more of the details of the nutrition part. But I will tell you this, I do not recommend adding so much to your regimen that you can't keep up. On the flip side, I also don't this might be unpopular belief. I also don't recommend taking everything out, especially when you don't have the discipline for it immediately. I would rather you add good things than take everything out, because the good things are going to replace the crazy things, okay? So after you do those 3 things, you rinse and repeat, and you just keep doing it. I'm here to tell you this. Is going to the gym going to get easier? You might get in shape, but the act of going to the gym or going to your workout class is still going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge every time. Yeah, I've been working out 20 years straight, like multiple times a day straight. Does it become a time where I'm like, I love this so much, I can't see my life? There are times where I'd rather have a 12-piece fried hard lemon pepper honey hot with a peach drink. Loaded fries and some okra. Don't forget the cheesecake, because big bag, big bag. Even after 20 years. But I know what's important to me. What's important to me is being physically able to do what God has called me to do. So when I get home to glory or I'm on my deathbed, I can say, God, I did all I could with my body. And I'm not going to let my laziness, I'm not going to let other people's opinions of me, and I'm not going to let something like not eating good food keep me from doing what you've called me to do. That's important to me. That's why I go to the gym. That's why I teach classes, y'all. Why do I show up teach all these dang on classes? Because that's what God has called me to be. And I be doggone that I get to the pearly gates. The Lord say, what's your problem? Why you here? Why you here early, girl? Oh, because I passed away from high cholesterol. All I want to eat is pork chop and light bread and French fries 24/7, and I couldn't get off of it, so I didn't do it. But I did my best. You didn't. That's my what's important to me. It's not important to me to be skinny. I done went down there. I done got skinny before, and guess what? At the other side of being skinny, it wasn't enough, because my why was for other people. It ain't gonna stick if it's for other people. It's not gonna stick even if it's for your children. Some of y'all are gonna say, what's important to me? To be alive for my kids. And guess what? You still is eating bad and waiting till Monday. So obviously you're not gonna do everything for your kids. You're not. But that's up to you. That's not up to me. I learned my lesson as a trainer. What's important to you is important to me, not the other way around. Okay? So you rinse and repeat those. Here are a few things that are just a few statements. Okay? Hey, Kel, here's just a few statements that I want you to take with you for the rest of the day. Comparing yourself to other people doesn't make your results come to fruition. Okay? Comparing your body to somebody else's body is not going to help you get to where you need to go. Okay? Counting somebody else's money in their bank account is not going to get more money into your bank account. Okay? Looking at how somebody else runs their business and being envious of them does not help you get more clients and run your business more effective. That's the same thing for fitness and nutrition. You saving workouts on Instagram is not going to help you work out. And unfortunately, our brains make us think that that's some level of effort. It's the comparison. It's not. So we want to make sure that we stay in our lane and do our thing that's according to what's important to us. And if you're a believer, it's what's important to God. What's important to the Creator? Okay? Number 2, unhelpful questions yield unhelpful results. You asking questions that are not helpful. Why am I so fat? Because you lazy. Unhelpful question, unhelpful answer, unhelpful results, because now you really feel bad because you have told yourself that you're lazy and you're fat. Unhelpful. Get to the point where you ask better questions. Asking better questions is, how can I move more today? And your brain's going to say, park further away from the store. How can I drop 10 pounds by the end of the year? Oh, I know. I can go to D classes. Oh, I know. I can go to classes that Parks and Recs put on. Oh, I know. I need to call my trainer back and get back in the gym. Oh, I know. And your brain's going to come up with helpful answers. Helpful questions yield helpful answers, and then you can take helpful action. Okay? When you take those actions, you build confidence in yourself. Now you have the self-confidence that you've been seeking. Okay? And lastly, nothing trumps putting in the work. Sometimes it's sweat equity. Sometimes it's sitting on the mat and you're like, I do not want to be here. Sometimes it's drinking that water when you know you wanted a Coke. That's the work. The work is sometimes you had Planet Fitness. You just sat in your car 15 minutes. How many of y'all done this? You just sat in your car for 15 minutes after work. You got your bags packed. They in the back of the car. You just sat in front of Planet Fitness 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you said, let me go ahead and go in here. And I'm just going to walk for 5 minutes. And you go in there and you walk for 30 minutes. That's the work, y'all. The work is not these complicated workouts. The work is not doing a certain type of workout. The work is not detoxing 24/7 because you feel like it's going to wash away your sins. The work is when you're really running off of routine and discipline. That's the work. That's the work. Annie said, I started asking myself, what did I just watch or experience that makes me want to reach for comfort food or sweets and try to learn that pattern? That's good, Annie. I think we could take that on. I'm going to say that one more time. She said she started asking herself, what did I just watch or experience? So it could have been a show. It could have been an emotional event. It could have been a meeting at work that stressed you out. It could have been an email. It could have been not getting enough sleep. It could be hormones, right? Asking yourself, what did I just experience to make me want to reach for this comfort food right now? Why do I want to eat hearts right now at 11 a.m.? Why? Why do I want 12 Oreos at 2 a.m.? Such a good question. Good question, good answers, and then you're able to have good action on the end of that. Taking that action, build confidence in yourself so that when you start to stand up for yourself and start to have those boundaries, you're able to follow through with them. That's fantastic. Okay? So, finding your why and setting goals that matter. If you are over the age of 25, it's time to set goals that matter to you. Not setting goals that matter to other people. Because, can I be quite frank with you? You could lose 40 or 50 pounds because you feel the pressure. You feel the pressure to look a certain way. You feel the pressure to maintain a certain thing. And when people see you, they do not see happiness or peace on your face or joy in your face. Because that why was associated with someone else or some type of trauma or your need to be recognized or your need for security or your desire to be more disciplined. Whereas if you get connected to what's really important to you, people can see your authenticity shine through. It might take a little bit of time to lose those 10 pounds. It may take a little bit of time to get off of that medication. But because that's important to you, you will have a glow about yourself because you're being true to your essence. Okay? So I love y'all. You know I'm going to leave you with that. I got some things to do. But you always know that I'm here to give you resources, whether it's meal plans, meal guides, if it's consultations, if it's coming to class, whatever it is, my doors are open, except when my doors are closed, when my hours is closed on weekends. But I'll get back to you, of course. So I love y'all. I hope you do well. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he turn his countenance towards you and give you peace. Peace in your life, peace in your home, peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your children's lives, peace in your job. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. And all of us are responsible for the measure of health that God has given us. I will talk to y'all later. Be blessed, be safe, be successful, and that is your vitamin D for free.